The excitement of visiting a new country is like no other. Imagine stepping into a completely unfamiliar place where the sights, sounds, and even the smells are entirely new to you. Every country has its own unique charm, whether it's the historical landmarks, the local food, or the vibrant culture. But let's not forget, learning even a few words in the local language can make your experience even richer. Have you ever thought about how much easier traveling would be if you knew just a few more English phrases? Hello, and welcome to the Speak English Fluently channel. Today, we'll explore the exciting world of traveling to new countries, and along the way, you'll learn many useful English words and phrases that will help you talk confidently about travel. So if you want to build your travel vocabulary and improve your fluency, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got so many exciting words to learn together in this video.
You know, Emily, there's something about traveling to new countries that never gets old. It's like every time I visit a new place, I feel this renewed sense of excitement. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think the word for that feeling is wanderlust. It's that deep desire or passion to travel and explore. Do you know what's funny? I've had wanderlust ever since I was a kid. My parents used to take me on road trips, and ever since then, I've wanted to see the world.
Wanderlust is definitely a fitting word for travelers like us. It's funny how travel can spark this curiosity about the world. For example, you can say, "I've got a serious case of wanderlust," meaning you're always itching to travel. How would you use it in a sentence?
Oh, I'd say something like, her wanderlust has taken her to over 30 countries. I think it's a great way to describe people who can't stay in one place for too long. Speaking of that, what's your next travel destination, John?
I've been planning a trip to Japan for ages. I'm fascinated by the culture, the food, the architecture, everything. I've even started making an itinerary. Do you know what that means?
Yes. An itinerary is like a travel plan or a schedule for your trip. It lists all the places you'll visit, the activities you'll do, and even the times you'll do them. For example, I've created an itinerary that includes visiting Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. It's essential when you want to make the most of your trip, right?
Exactly. Without an itinerary, I feel like I'd miss out on so much. And Japan is the kind of place where you want to see as much as possible. What about you? Have you made any itineraries lately?
I actually just finished one for my trip to Greece. It's such a beautiful country, so much history and natural beauty. I made sure to include visits to ancient ruins and the islands. You know, I've always preferred to travel off the beaten path. Do you know what that phrase means?
Oh, absolutely. Off the beaten path means going to places that are not typical tourist spots. It's like avoiding the crowded landmarks and instead exploring hidden gems. You could say, "We found a small beach off the beaten path, away from the crowds." Do you enjoy those kinds of places?
Definitely. I think some of the best experiences happen when you're off the beaten path. Last year, I went to this little village in Tuscany that hardly any tourists know about. It was so peaceful and authentic. But, you know, when you travel to less popular places, it makes the experience more immersive. Do you know how to use that word?
Yes. If an experience is immersive, it means you're completely involved in it. It's like you're not just seeing things from the outside, you're living it. For example, the local festival was such an immersive experience. I felt like I was part of the culture. Have you had an immersive travel experience lately?
Oh yes. When I visited Morocco, I stayed with a local family and participated in their daily routines. It was so immersive that I felt like I was living as they did. Speaking of immersive, have you ever tried learning a few phrases of the local language when you travel? It really enhances the experience.
I have. It's amazing how just knowing a few words can make such a big difference. When I was in Spain, I learned how to say thank you and hello in Spanish, and it made interactions with locals so much easier. But let's talk about fluency. What does it really mean to be fluent in a language?
Fluency means being able to speak or write in a language smoothly and without too many mistakes. It doesn't mean you know every word, but you can communicate your ideas clearly. For example, after living in France for 2 years, I achieved fluency in French. Do you think it's possible to become fluent in a new language while traveling?
I think so. Especially if you immerse yourself in the culture and practice speaking every day. It's like being in a language classroom 24/7. But have you ever experienced culture shock while traveling?
Oh yes. Culture shock is when you feel confused or overwhelmed by a different culture. It can be about anything: social customs, food, even the way people greet each other. For example, I experienced culture shock when I moved to Japan because everything was so different from what I was used to. Have you ever had culture shock?
Definitely. When I visited India for the first time, I was a bit overwhelmed by the crowded streets and the intense energy of the city. But after a few days, I adjusted and started to appreciate how lively everything was. Another thing that travelers often face is jet lag. Do you know what that means?
Oh yes, jet lag is that feeling of tiredness and confusion you get when you travel across time zones. Your body's internal clock gets all messed up. For example, I felt jet lagged after my 12-hour flight to Sydney. How do you deal with jet lag?
I try to stay awake until it's nighttime in the new time zone, no matter how tired I am. That way, I can adjust to the local schedule faster. By the way, have you ever brought back a souvenir from your travels?
Of course! A souvenir is a small item you bring back to remind you of your trip. It could be anything: a postcard, a piece of local art, or even a keychain. For example, I bought a handmade scarf as a souvenir from my trip to Turkey. What's the most memorable souvenir you've ever bought?
I once bought a traditional Japanese tea set from Kyoto. Every time I use it, I'm reminded of my time in Japan. Speaking of memories, have you ever had a once-in-a-lifetime travel experience?
Yes. When I visited the Great Wall of China, it felt like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The view, the history, it was breathtaking. Once in a lifetime means something so special that it may only happen once. For example, seeing the Northern Lights was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. What about you?
Hiking through the Andes and seeing Machu Picchu for the first time, that was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Speaking of breathtaking views, have you ever taken the scenic route while traveling?
Oh, I love the scenic route. It's when you take a longer path to enjoy the beautiful scenery, instead of just going straight to your destination. For example, we decided to take the scenic route through the mountains to enjoy the views. Do you often take the scenic route when you travel?
Whenever I can. I think the journey is just as important as the destination. And speaking of journeys, I've definitely caught the travel bug. Do you know what that means?
Oh yes. Travel bug means a strong desire to travel frequently. For example, after my first trip abroad, I caught the travel bug and now I want to explore every country. Do you think you've caught the travel bug?
Without a doubt, I'm always planning my next trip. I think traveling becomes a part of who you are once you start.
I completely agree. There's something about discovering new places and learning new things that just makes you want to keep exploring.
Exactly. And it's not just about visiting new places. It's about the experiences, the people, and the memories you make along the way. It all leaves you wanting more.
And it's funny how, no matter how many countries you visit, there's always something new to learn. Whether it's trying local food, learning a few phrases in a new language, or discovering hidden gems off the beaten path, Travel just keeps expanding your horizons.
That's the beauty of it. Every journey teaches you something new and it never gets old. So, where to next, Emily?
I'm thinking maybe somewhere in South America. I've always wanted to explore Argentina or Chile. How about you?
Japan is still at the top of my list. I think it's time I finally make it happen.
Well, I hope your trip goes amazing. Maybe we'll cross paths on our adventures one day.
That would be great. Until then, happy travels.
Same to you, John. See you on the next journey.
That was such an exciting conversation. John and Emily shared so many useful travel-related words and phrases that will help you when discussing your own travel experiences in English. From wanderlust to scenic route and jet lag, you've learned how to apply these words in real conversations. Now it's time for you to start using them when you talk about your travel adventures. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the Speak English Fluently channel. We're always exploring new topics to help you improve your English skills. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.